Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Rock Sound, backstage at my favourite gig venue in the entire world, Glasgow Barrowland, and from Nothing But Thieves, Conor joins me now. How are you, man?
I'm good. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's start with the obvious question for the world of Nothing But Thieves right now. O2 Arena, talk to me. How was that experience, man?
It was mind-blowing. It was a bit of a Molotov cocktail of emotions of the day. I was in the taxi on the way to the O2, and I was just like a deer in headlights. I was like, "What? How are we playing this?" And then I just burst out crying. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I got there, and I was just like hyper, like I'd been on sweets all day. And then and then when it came to the show, I felt sick, and I was like, "Oh, this is just insane." So after we all came off, and we were all like, obviously elated, but we were like, "Oh, we need to sit down." No, it was amazing. It was it was just incredible, like life-changing experience, and I think just the build-up of 10 years of working so hard with the band and touring and writing constantly, and trying to be a good band, and it was always the dream. It was like it was the benchmark for us to get to. So it was just it was weird. It's like we let go of like 10 years of stress or something. It was bizarre, but it was amazing.
That's so amazing. Was there any particular moment on stage where it did actually hit you? Because like you say, it's such a significant moment. It's what every UK band in particular, I think, dreams of, playing that particular room. Did it hit you at any point of the show? Like, oh my God.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be in the first sort of couple songs, but I think at that point I was just full of adrenaline. Yeah. And then we played a song called Graveyard Whistling, which is like the first song we ever wrote and we ever did anything with. We when we were I don't know, like 18, we were at the O2 flyering that song, or the EP of that song, Graveyard Whistling EP. And I mentioned that on stage, and I was like, well, this was a bit of a turnaround moment for us in 10 years. And the crowd was singing it back so beautifully. I just literally went. I don't know what happened, because I thought it was going to be early. I just was like, I was so emotional. And then the other boys were, it was amazing. You know, we didn't expect to be so emotional, but I think it was just because it's such a big day for everyone. But yeah, Graveyard Whistling was where it was really hit us. Man,
such a lovely moment. What a lovely evening for you guys. And I guess, and Joe, we caught up a little bit at Leeds Fest when you're kind of just getting back into playing shows again and playing these, I guess we can still call them new songs a little bit, but playing these songs for the first time. Now we're actually in the touring cycle and everything. How you been finding actually getting these new songs out there in front of the people?
Good. Yeah, really good. Touring's been great. I think it's just like, a big shift, mental and physical. I think everyone's just like, okay, let's just go at it. And we hit it pretty hard the first few days. And then everyone just caught that kind of flu that's going around everywhere. So now we're kind of, all right, we're resting.
Tour flu always happens.
Well, and I think there's just a horrible bug going around that we've all got. But no, it's good. We've really got into our stride, and things have kind of fallen into place again. And actually last night, weirdly enough, in Glasgow, the first night at the ballroom was just amazing. It just felt effortless again. It felt like we've been touring for a long while. So yeah, it was just really nice to kind of get back into our stride, The
bouncy floor upstairs always helps, doesn't it, in this place? That bouncy dance floor that they always talk about with the bands.
The kind of Glaswegian tenacity as well. It always helps. Just watching them. Yeah,
always brings it out. Hey, a couple of things since the last time we talked that I want to bring up. First of all, kind of unexpected collab that worked really, really nicely, which is Rag and Bone Man. I never saw that coming, but what a cool little pairing. How did that kind of come about? How did you get to know each other a little bit?
We came out from like kind of years back. He was doing kind of R&B, bluesy stuff really, really early on. And we played a festival and we were like kids, 18. And he was playing some small shows in a side tent, just more folky R&B stuff. And he came to watch us and was just really lovely and kind of singing our praises and stuff, and got chatting for ages. And then 2 years down the line, he releases the biggest song in the UK. And we just stayed friends, and he's just been really cool to us ever since, and us back to him. He's lovely. And then he just hit us up and was like, look, and he's really like direct and honest, and I did an interview like on like national radio with him, and he was like kind of calling out his label. He was like, I'm kind of sick of all the rubbish remixes they make me do. And I was sitting there, and to be fair, I got back from a festival and did the interview, and I was drunk, and I was like, I was like,
can he say that?
I was like, that's impressive. But he basically said, like, he texted us and he was like, I just wanted you to do like a Nothing But Thieves remix of one of my songs rather than send it to a dance thing. And I was like, okay, cool. And then Dom who's like basically our producer in the band. It was great. It was just easy for him because the song is just so good, just good songwriting. So it was just how to make it into our world, and it was really good fun couple of days just working on that, really.
Yeah, really nice when you can do that with an old friend like that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Make life
100%.
easier.
He's so nice. That's the thing. He's a really good dude, and he's really like. You won't see the behind the scenes sort of stuff, but he's super direct with his craft. Like, he won't do anything he doesn't want to do, and he's super like opinionated, and I really like that about him. Yeah,
always
we're
respect
the same.
that in an artist. Yeah, always respect that in an artist. Have you got the kind of bug now for remixing other people's stuff now? Is this something you wanna go down this route a little more?
God, I don't know, yeah, maybe remixing. I just like, I mean, I listen to so much music. Like, everyone says it, but like, I'm huge on the playlist culture, like from everything from rap and hip hop and pop to rock to metal to dance to everything. So it's like I kind of think that I've sung every genre growing up, and I always think that like I just love experimenting. When people ask me to do bits and bobs, I'm like, yeah, great. I mean, if I'm into the songwriting and I'm into the music, and I'm always down for it. You know, it's got to be about the songs and the artists, really.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Nice to have those opportunities when they present themselves, though, for sure. Definitely. You mentioned festivals a little bit there, and I did want to mention this because it seems like things are gearing up. There's the US headliner coming up, which is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
But also, a couple of festival dates where you're going to be, you're top of the poster, guys. You're right up the top there, man. Is that exciting for you? How do you feel about, taking those first steps to actually be doing the headline sets in these kind of festivals?
Yeah, I mean, I guess things like playing the O2 is a really good taster for that. To like to have a venue of that size, and to kind of learn how to kind of like work with the crowd and stuff. But yeah, I mean, by that point, hopefully it will feel effortless. It does seem strange though, like. There's definitely a few festivals where you're like, why are we? I mean, it's great. Why are we headlining this? It's great. I mean, it's fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm chuffed. I'm sure we'll hit it in our stride. And it's one of those sort of things in the moment where you just kind of level up with the festival rather than overthinking it,
Yeah, and just up the pyro budget a little bit. Just make sure we want those fireworks there a little bit too. There was a lovely moment when I was chatting to you, the boys at Leeds Fest, where I got to inform you about certain certification. I think it was Amsterdam, wasn't it? Where I got to let you know, but unbeknownst to you, that it actually hit a new certification. Got another one for you. Maybe you saw it this time. I'm not sure.
I don't think so. You sound like more in tune than my label.
I'm just bringing in all the different facts here. Self-titled record went gold last month, which is very, very exciting.
Right, I did know that.
There we go.
Yes,
we've got one this time.
Because we've been like waiting for it. Because we wanted to. It's so corny, isn't it? But like we wanted to have the whole gold plaque in the bathroom thing.
Of course you did. It's a
exactly.
moment.
It's a big moment. So yeah, no, we did know that. Thank you, though. That's sick, isn't it? Yeah.
It's very, very exciting. Well, I wanted to get your kind of reflection there a little bit, because what I always like to ask, particularly around like anniversaries of albums like that, and particularly when it's your debut, I'm always interested in what kind of stayed the same, because you guys have progressed so much. You guys, obviously been on this journey, particularly leading up to something like the O2. But like, what actually did stay the same about the writing process, the recording process, that when you're making music now still applies?
I would honestly just say, just having your own integrity. So like we've never ever done anything anyone's ever asked us to do, or like our label are our best friends. We love them so much, but they've honestly, like, they just kind of step out the way and get out of our way and let us do what we want musically. And probably why our music's kind of like all over the place in the best way. Kind of weirdly feel like we were lucky when we first started writing, because like we did genre expand and we did explore all of these genres early on, probably because I have a kind of pop leaning rock voice and I can kind of bend over, and I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. So it was fun for us to kind of go around these kind of dancey things, or these rocky things, or these poppier things, or this and that, and just experiment. And then I think now, as it's been 10 years basically since we started writing, it is so like that with everyone now. Playlist culture is kind of seeped into people's writings. It's like it's genre fluid everywhere, and we've just luckily been on the curve, or just slightly. Like we're not, I'm not saying we were ahead of the curve, but like we were just doing it because of our natural instinct with my voice at the start. And that's great. So we've been on that kind of wave of genre fluid music. And yeah, we've never stopped that. And every single album, every single little song we do is just its own little identity. We're trying to find something new each time. And so yeah, I think that's what it is for us. It's like it's like we keep ourselves in our own little eco bubble, and just do what we want, and if we like it, then it goes on a record. That's it. Simple as that. Yeah.
Hey, it's good. Hey, it should be that simple, shouldn't it? Oftentimes things get complicated, but it really should just come down to, do we like this? Do we want to do
this? I've read so many stories and heard from bands who've been like, oh yeah, the label don't want that as a single, and I'm like, I get it, but it's like, I don't know, we'd argue it back, or we'd just be like, you just know sometimes if you want it to be a single, you know. But yeah, it's
your career at the end of the day. You gotta call those shots, man. Hopefully in a collaborative way, but you gotta call those shots. One more question for you, man. I know I keep getting little updates on what you've been writing. We're slowly progressing. I feel like I get a little bit further each time with you guys. Are you a band that tends to write on the road much, or is it all about the show?
Yeah, we do. I think it just depends on the situation. So it's like we've had a lot of time at home, which has been lovely. Obviously, well, not lovely over the pandemic, but like we've had a lot of time to write at home, which we haven't had in years. So we've banked like, I don't know, like 20 or 30 ideas already. And then I think we've kind of not, we'll never take our foot off the gas, but we've put ourselves into a good situation where we've banked a lot of songs. So if we go on the road and say it's a tough tour or something like that, we might be like, you know what, let's just wait a week or two and write when we get back. Or if we're like feeling, good and like we've got some creative juices, we'll write on the road. Dom brings his little home studio out and it's great. We can just bring that everywhere. We just fly it on a pelly case. And yeah, we'll just do, but we keep it easy. We don't pressure ourselves. We're just like, oh, do you fancy writing today? Yeah, let's do something. Or if someone's got an idea, we're like, let's do this, But yeah, so we're always writing constantly, and but we don't pressure ourselves, which is a really good thing. I think it lets it kind of like that kind of stoic thing of like less is more. Like we wait for it to come to us, and I really like that. It's
good natural effect on that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Well, man, congrats on everything. Congrats on those huge shows. Can't wait for this show tonight at what an amazing venue. I say every time I come here, dude. It's one of the best.
Ridiculous.
And we'll look forward to catching up with you soon again. All right.
Thank you.
All right, good to see you, Conor.
Cheers.